I love the smell of thermal paste in the morning. Thanks for that, Patricia Grace. Hey, everybody. Monday, beginning of, I guess it's not the beginning of the last week of October because next Monday is October 31st, but last full week of October. How's that? And this is the Mike Meyers AMA. I am as surprised as you are that I am not Mike Meyers today. Everything was all set and up and rocking and rolling as of last week. And I don't know about you, but I hope I still look at Mike as my boss. Technically, he's not, but we are more than co-workers, and I do get direction from him and tasks and things like that. So there is a boss-like aspect to it. But for 11 years, he has been my boss, and nothing much has changed in our relationship. And I hope that in your employment world or your future employment world, that you share the same experience that I do with my boss. We talked last night. Yeah, some business stuff, some not business stuff. It's Mike. What can I talk with? So we were talking, it's starting out as a text conversation. And I said, hey, here's stuff you need to know for your show this week. And he says, okay, got it. And then I double checked my notes and said, oh my gosh, that's totally wrong. Here's what you need to know. And here's a change of situations. And after a little while, he wrote back and says, okay, got it. We'll do that. And then shortly after that, I got this message that Mike was called today to a critical meeting that he absolutely cannot miss. And it conflicts with AMA. So, okay, here I am. And we'll have some fun with it. He swears that he will be here Wednesday. And better than that, or as good as that, Steve Nicholson. We will join him this Wednesday. He and I communicated yesterday, and everything is all set and ready to rock for Steve to do the show with Mike. And after that, we're going to try and have Steve cover these absences that Mike has to occasionally make now because of his new position. Too much of a good thing for me. I love getting together with you guys here and on drama, but 2-3 days, 2-3 times a week, as much fun as it is, it does pull away from my regular tasks. And for those of you who follow along on my regular tasks, all caught up. Huzzah. I've had so much on my plate always. And then tomorrow I have to do this and this and this. And then the next day I have to do this and this and this. And I'm now at the point where today and tomorrow I have to do this and maybe this. So all the onerous stuff, the real high workload stuff is off my plate. I have been totally stressing about DJing the wedding this past weekend. Of course, it's not imposter syndrome, but you know, when you're doing something for a friend, there is that extra level of pressure to be perfect. And sadly, I wasn't perfect, but the mistakes that I made were minor and easily addressed. If you had a wedding and it went absolutely stone cold perfect, you should be divorced in a week. It's just, this is the place where little things start to happen and you start to measure yourselves as a married couple on, okay, how do we deal with this? How do we handle it? How do we fix it? And we attack it as a married couple. And there was nothing that needed to be fixed that required intervention on my part, but and I suspect for the most part it went unnoticed. But hey, everybody, so it is Monday. It is the Mike Meyers AMA show. Mike is at a critical meeting. I'm sitting in for an hour or so. We'll do Q&A, any topic that makes you happy that's technical, no religion, no politics, no COVID. And other than that, fair game. Our bailiwick, our strongest bailiwick is A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, ITF Plus. Many of the other CompTIA certifications I have knowledge and background in, not necessarily expertise, but you got a techie topic, we'll address it to the best of our abilities. I didn't do an announcement on my Friday drama show, and I am remiss and I apologize. This weekend, Friday night in particular, the Orionids meteor shower peaked, and we had clear weather, good skies, no moon. And I went out, I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that, to check it out. And I wasn't out there 5 minutes and counted 20. It was a massive show. We have light pollution around here, so they weren't very bright. If I were out in the dark, they would have been a lot brighter. And the only reason I didn't spend the next 5 hours out there is because I didn't want to become a Swedish buffet for the large mosquito collection that Texas is known for. Excuse me, I have a sneeze coming up here. Excuse me. I don't think I'm done with that. So let's keep a nearby tissue. There we go. So I hope you got a chance to see it. I know you're not all stargazers. None of us all have the same hobbies, but that is definitely one of mine and really would have enjoyed it. The mosquitoes down here are something. There was 2 mosquitoes in the house the other day. The missus was out of the house and I was in the living room. The 2 flew in and one of them started talking to the other one. They said, what do you think? Should we eat him here or take him outside? And the other one said, oh no, we got to eat him here. If we take him outside, the big ones will get him. Texas dad joke. I got a chuckle out of my wife, but only because she's trained to chuckle. Excuse me. And so let's see who's here. I know I got a little boring on last week with filling in some background stories and crap that I've been doing. So none of that junk today, huh? So Poke Psy checked in hours ago. What is it? It's 3 hours ago with a hi guys. Hello, Poke Psy. And so I went and checked out his YouTube site. He's got some interesting stuff there. Lots of Tower of stuff. Excuse me. I'm not ignoring you on purpose. I'm ignoring you on purpose. There we go. Okay, I can say that now. I didn't have my, there was something in here. It's stuck in my face. There's only 2 choices, dig it out or swallow it. So, okay, swallow it. Anyways, so if you follow baseball, my wife and son are absolute baseball fanatics. I can take it or leave it. I watched the game last night, but the home team, the Houston Astros, swept the New York Yankees last night and will be playing in the World Series in a couple of days. It starts. So thought I would find something in honor of that. I don't have any Houston caps. I have Houston caps, but not Houston Astros caps. Anyways, back to business here. 1:16, 45 minutes before the show, Abu Bakr Al-Hajj turns up as usual, half an hour before. Tulwood comes in. We get more people before the show than we get during the show. Kenny Clayton's back. Good to see you back, my friend. And long time no see, Mr. G. Welcome home. 5 minutes. Thanks for the 5-minute countdown. Patricia, that was great. I smell thermal paste. Yeah, somebody on the Discord channel swapped out their CPU. I'm curious. I want to do a little follow-up on that. He swapped a 9900 for a 139, an i9. I want to know what motherboard supports i9 and i7, and i7. Not saying that they don't. Without doubt, they do. I'm just curious which one he has. I smelled something, but it didn't. Thermal paste smells like overheating dust in a power supply. No, weird is fair. I was called in to pinch hit. Definitely not golf. That was an interesting thing. I will share this one with you. So I'm working the wedding. It's a Meyers family wedding. It was Mike's niece, and of course, as you know, 2/3 of Mike's family works for Total Seminars or peripherally associated or something like that. And I was doing my thing. I had just spun something, and I had something queued up, so I had a minute or two to breathe and look around. And a gent walks up to me that I had seen in another part of the facility when I was taking a break. And didn't know him, didn't say anything to him, and because I know a few people there, but not this gent. He wasn't a total seminarian. And he came over and he sat down in the chair beside me and he said, "Hi, Dave." "Hi." "You have me at somewhat of a loss." And he introduced himself. You may see him on here sometime. He's Al Mulford. Whenever he comes on, we give him a big round of applause. And I realized that he's a relative or friend of Mike's. And so I finally got to dig into it. He's Mike's brother-in-law. That thing is coming. There, I got it, whatever it was. Lives a few hours away in Rockport, came up for the wedding with his Mrs. Mike's sister, and have heard many nice things about them. And I finally got to meet them and do a little catching up. That was just a lot of fun. And it's always surprising when somebody comes up and introduces you and they know you. "Hi, Dave." I was just assuming that somebody in the wedding party said, "Hey, Dave Rush is over there. Go say hi to the DJ." No. Let's see. Business meeting makes the tax deductible. Thomas, hello, sir. Nice to see you back. The Hundal Tech. I'm going to be looking that up. Hello, right back at you. I know that's a typo. Andre still slugging it out with his edge router. It's a Ubiquity, I think you went the route with, but it could be Pinnacle. Still fighting WAN setup, LAN setup, but no internet. I have theories, but I'm not going to troubleshoot here. There's too much to do. Edgar Salinas is back amongst the living. Darian Sablin, welcome, my friend. That is a new name, if I'm not mistaken, to me. Ali Ul Ramul. Ali, you have been busy on LinkedIn. Seen you there of late, commenting and posting. We saw pictures on Discord. Yeah, I throw one or two pictures up there. I have a waist and legs. I know, same shirt. I wanted to get one more day's wear out of it before I took it to the dry cleaner. This is the shirt I wore to DJ, and it's always the shirt that I wear when I do. Jose Braden. Wow. Everybody, Jose Braden is here. If you don't know Jose Braden, you do know Jose Braden. He was the founder of the original unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. Now, I've mentioned that thing twice, so let's get it posted along with some of the other posty stuff. This is a good place to post or to get information to post from. All right, so let's start with the Discord invitation. There is a Discord channel that originally started out being devoted to talking about the show and the contents of the show and things like that, and it has expanded over the couple of years. Jose started a couple of years ago. There was a technical glitch. It got taken down, not for anybody having done anything wrong, but it had to go down. And then another one came up within a day or two that was pretty much identical. It has grown by leaps and bounds since then. And come on over. It's unofficial. It has nothing to do with Total Seminars as far as the company goes. We don't own it or operate it or manage it or moderate or anything like that. We're users just like everybody else. But the great folks who do that have built so many forums and so many areas of interest, and they're so diverse. I do encourage you to stop on over. After the show this Friday, I'm going over there with Mike and microphones and cameras, and we're going to have a costume party, a fancy dress party, if you're in certain parts of the world where they can't seem to keep a prime minister more than 6 weeks or so. Sorry, no abuse intended. I know it's challenging what those folks are going through, but we did this last year. We did it as a contest last year. There won't be a contest this year, but do plan on popping into the Total Seminars Discord channel, the unofficial one, this Friday right after drama, in costume with camera, and it'll just be usual, shoot the breeze, whatever topic comes up. Religion and politics are fair game on that one, but we'll just have a little fun with some costume things, because we haven't had a good real face-to-face costume party for a couple of years. Hopefully, if you participate in things like that, the opportunity presents itself this year, because it hasn't for a little while. Reading messages here. It is going very well, Jose Braden. And how about yourself? And we'll catch up on your legacy. Let's see, what else can I put up there? So I just put the specials for the week up. This week's specials, 50% off ebook and total tester bundle of your choice. You make the bundle. You pick an area of study that's posted here in the link that I put up at 13 minutes past the hour. So get the ebook and total tester, for instance, for Security Plus, that's why 0601, and put them in your basket. And when you check, that's over at totalsem.com. And when you check out, use the code. This week's code is CRASH, CRASH. And you will get 50% off of those two items. This being the Mike Meyers show, I'm going to post Mike's email and LinkedIn addresses for you to contact him and connect. If you're not connected with Mike on LinkedIn, you are missing great announcements, great information. And if you ever need to communicate with him, he's very happy to receive your emails. The same is true for myself. So I'm going to throw my email addresses and LinkedIn profile up. Link with me, connect with me, follow me, whatever. Email me if you're not able to communicate with me live on here. I'm also always logged into the Total Seminars Discord channel. Unofficial Total Seminars Discord server. There, let's get the name right. Tullowit. Slash and Crash, huh? Their mother must have been very proud. Costume party. Andre had an amazing costume last year. I'm not going to describe it. It's in the archives on there. How's that? It's in my archives too. If you go look at the week after the Halloween show, I've got pictures of participants. Catherine turned up as Patricia Grace turned up as me. She had took a still of me doing one of the shows, printed it out on heavy cardstock, put a stick under to cut out some eye holes, and held it up, and it was Patricia Grace Dave Rush. That was funny. And we had another good handful of costumes there. It was really fun. That was a party last year, or was that 2 years? I don't know. It feels like last year. It must be me. Welcome back. Good to see you again, my friend. Crashes the phone. That's me, as in messages there from Tell It Grins. Thomas, how's the status with 1101 and 1102? Man, so I stand before you and everybody with whom I've communicated when things are supposed to happen with my head hung low. I repeat the information that I get, and I'm the same as you. You take it from me that I'm a trustworthy source, and therefore what I say is going to happen, because I take it from trustworthy sources, and therefore what they say is going to happen, and things haven't happened at the pace that they were supposed to. Good news, we have done our part. We have more than done our part. We uploaded all of the episodes and all the videos to Udemy last week. And end of the day, after drama, I contacted the folks and said, man, we were going to be up this past Wednesday, and then what people are beating me up left and right. What's the status? And they told me that Udemy had received them all, and they are reviewing them all. Udemy has to go over all of these things to make sure that they comport with their platform requirements. And as soon as they all do, and I'm guessing that they're high speeding through there, the word as of Friday night is the expected completion, and the big green switch go light is 2 days from today, Wednesday. So take it for what it's worth. I believe it, but I believe everything that they've said so far, and we're still saying 2 more days. So it's happening. It's happening as fast as humanly possible, and there is nothing that we can do now to make it happen faster. We have done everything that we need to do, and now we are in the hands and under the control of powers beyond our own control. I'm always amazed at this. We have something of a reputation, like 1 million students. I see buffering on my feedback monitor. Let me know if you have any problems. It's stopped now. You would think with our reputation and record with Udemy, they'd say, okay, Total Seminars has put up another course, pencil whip, check mark, and go. But no, they got to do the right thing. So, okay, fine. Sorry about that. Couple days. I'm reading ahead a little bit. I'll come back on that in a sec. All right, Patricia Grace laughs or cries. Ali, where are you dressing for the costume party? I will stand up, walk to the other side of my desk, where I will have some kind of costume, fancy dressed get up. I will change in front of my desk. Then I will return to this side of the desk and connect to the Discord channel. I'm sure that's not what you're asking, but I don't know a better answer to the way that question is phrased. Catherine Legrand, amongst the living, once again, some people might call my sub nightmares. Does that mean they watch all the hours? I take it to mean that they watch all or most of the hours. My guess is they do it at 2x or 3x speed. I don't know what all they're looking for. The people in production and editing, they know that stuff. The things that I know could fill a thimble and still have room for the Atlantic. I know that we are not allowed to do, say, or post links or references to outside resources that are not educational and that are not free. So when I post answers to questions in the forums and things like that, that's one of the rules I have to follow, and they have to be likewise in there. And we don't do that, of course. We know these rules. There are other rules that must be obeyed, and that's what they're checking for compliance with. So, but I don't know what they are. I made a really great batch of tea last week. This one blows that one away. We're always experimenting with new dietary sugars. Is 11? Okay, so Thomas at 217 says, how's the status of 1101 and 1102? And then in the same minute, probably typed it at the same time, Hundal Tech says, is 1101 active now? We're shooting for Wednesday. That's our hope. Thomas, does this mean they want to? Yeah, okay, I caught up with that one then. I just saw a headline that says Robbie Coltrane's cause of death revealed. Come on. Oh, shame on you. Look, I love Robbie Coltrane as much as anybody. I liked his comedy. I liked his comic acting. I liked his acting. My kid sent me a text that said he passed. I usually, we're old. I'm old. I get obituary notices before I get anything else. But that one didn't make it to my desk before he sent it to me. And so I immediately texted to him my diagnosis on what his likely cause of death was. And even if I'm wrong, I'm not. Okay. The man was 70 plus. He was 70 plus stone or so. And he was a very popular actor in the 80s and 90s and comedian. So they tended to have, I'm not saying he did, but it's possible, certain extracurricular proclivities. Man, don't invent words without putting them in writing, huh? Dave, I have a question from it. Must be me at 23 minutes past the hour. I'm wondering if I should teach a class only with 1101 materials first, then have students test and move on to the next one, or teach both and have them test at the end. And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know what your plan is here. I don't know the expectations of your students. I don't know if you're doing this under the aegis of a formal organization and they have a goal. Are you planning on doing 2 courses? Here's 1101. Now take the test. And then anybody can enroll in 1102. Is it one course that says we're telling you that you will get through 1101 and 1102 over the process? So I don't know. I will tell you this: when I do boot camps, they are combined. Because that's the way Mike wrote the book, and that's the way that's the resource that I use. So when we go, there's a chapter on networking. All right. So in that chapter, we cover what you need to know about what networking is, how it works, things you need to know, what's a port, what's a protocol, what's an IP address, how are these things used. And after we get through that material, then, okay, now what can go wrong? Let's talk about the troubleshooting aspects of it. So for me, it's a conglomerated affair. I think taking them apart would be very challenging, because you're asking people, I don't know how long your 2 sessions would be. Let's presume that they are a month. That would be quick, but it, again, depends on what your approach is here. But let's say that we did the very first subject. Let's make it something really easy. Motherboards. Okay, motherboards and CPUs. That's one of the first topics we cover in our course. So we talk about motherboards today, and CPU and RAM. There, that covers today's topic. Now for the next 3 weeks and 4 days, we talk about more stuff from 1101. Okay, we're done with 1101. Take the test. Now we start 1102. Hey, remember a month ago when we talked about motherboards and CPUs and RAM? Today we're going to talk about what can go wrong with that. You got to ask them to come back to a lot of material and do a lot of refreshing. So I'm not comfortable with that. Dead gummit. That's all right. I can kill. All dead, all gone. Extra carbuncular activities, absolutely, because there's carbuncles in there. Just my 2 cents. Your mileage may vary. Well, do your own research. Okay, don't take just what I said and what Andre said. We are 2 opinions in a sea of opinions. Okay, I think Dion does it like you were initially presenting. So I don't know. I just do what works for me. How are we doing here? 28. What is that? That's badness. Okay, that's fixed. Wonder if I go to this site and sign up, and that says they'll stop advertising to us. Probably not, huh? All right, well, let's see what else is cooking then. I don't have any major news of the week to share. No good techie news. There's been stuff, but nothing that I wrote down and said, man, I just got to share this with everybody. There's not. Okay, take it with my grain of salt, with my mine of salt. What can I do out of this handy dandy little file whilst we're waiting? We did that. Upcoming things. Okay, so reminder, if you weren't here at the beginning of the show, Mike is out today. He had a critical meeting that popped up late last night. He had to attend, and so I got the call to fill in. Mike swears that he will be here on Wednesday, and cool. That's what happened there. I didn't finish this out. Now I can finish issuing that report. And as exciting as that is, let's make it even better. Steve Nicholson will join him and complete his presentation on the 11.0X new objectives, cool things to talk about. After that, we're going to try to steer shows that Mike has to miss or reschedule or whatever, to have Steve fill in the big shoes rather than me. I like it, but it's becoming too much of a good thing. And you do not want to see me 3 days a week. You saw me 3 days last week. This is the 4th show in a row that I'm doing. I like it. I love it. But I recognize that it gets a little stale, huh? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm getting lost and bored. I don't see a lot of new questions coming up. So I do see a question that I'll get. You know, let's do questions first here. Let me get my ducks in a row, and then we will do a contest today. We're going to do a giveaway contest from a question off of the 1101, 1102 practice test, total seminar online. I got my ducks in a row for that, I think. No, there's one more I can get in a row. All right, now they're in a row. I'm reading the rest of your comments here at 28. I just know it was a lot of review during the last class with everything combined, so I was curious. Yeah, again, got to do what works for you. Andre, I should have realized that grain would tick your attention up. And the quickie story of that. I got called to jury duty. Here in the US, everybody, if you have a driver's license or if you've ever paid taxes, you're on the call for jury duty rolls. And I get called probably twice a year. I'm approaching that age in some years where I can say, no, I'm too old. I don't have to do it anymore, but I'm not there yet. So I got called to jury duty. And here in the US, the first thing that they do is they put you in this great big gigantic pool. And then some judge says, okay, this is how many jurors that I expect to need, 12 jurors, 6 jurors, 54 jurors, whatever. And they pick up a large pool of people because they know a lot of them are not going to be acceptable for the jury. So I was sitting and then you go to the courtroom, this large number of you, and then the attorneys ask you questions, trying to figure out what your preconceived attitudes and notions are, and if you can be fair toward their client or their process or whatever. There was no way that I wasn't going to get picked for this jury. I'm fair, I'm honest, I am just a Boy Scout about the whole affair, and I'm very happy to do so. It's a civic duty, and I want to be responsible. Somewhere during the beginning of that trial, they're listing some of the facts of the case that they're going to be asking about. And one of them was the charge is making terroristic threats. Okay. I don't know what that means, or I did not that day know what that meant, but I took it as a grain of salt and said, sooner or later, they're going to come to me and they're going to ask this. And they have the questionnaire that you filled out, what your job is amongst them. And I was still a pilot at the time. So this attorney comes to me and he's looking at the sheet and he says, I see you're a pilot. And I noticed your very strong reaction when I used the word terroristic threats. And I laughed. I said, first of all, I don't think I reacted at all. And second of all, are you some kind of idiot? I said, your client has a real problem here. You're trying to already spin this case into something that it's not. I did not react on the basis of the word terroristic. I get terrorist training in my flight deck, and it's post 9/11, and so the doors are secure, and no, that didn't mean anything to me. And next, I've been watching you walk around as you ask these other people, and I noticed that the soles of your shoes are so worn through that I can see your socks in both feet. Do you not make enough money that you can afford a decent pair of shoes? And does that speak well for the type of service you're going to provide your client? I was excused. That's as bold as I've ever been. in a jury situation, but it just really ticked me off that you were frightened because I said the word terrorist. Oh, you're an idiot. And it must be pointed out. All right, sorry. There was a question that I wanted to take a look at here before we did that, before we do contest. And I got plenty of time for that. You don't hear me complaining, sure. And I'm a bit confused between taking the Network Plus or CCNA. Your opinion, please. Okay. So we get that question a lot. And here's the deal. Network Plus is a network course. You will learn everything that you need to know about modern networking concepts and theory and fundamentals. And that's it. It's fixed. It's focused. CCNA is a two-part thing. It's Network Plus and basics on how to program Cisco routers and Cisco switches. It's an iOS program, and then they combine the two together. So if your future goals intend for one of your next steps or your very earliest steps to get into a position where you have to support or configure Cisco equipment, CCNA is great. What a lot of people do is they take Network Plus because it's a longer course. It covers the objectives in greater detail. And then you go take CCNA and the network stuff in CCNA, you already know 80–90% of it. You just got to pick up that additional odd 10% that Cisco is very happy about. But if you're not going to pursue a position where you have to support or install or configure Cisco equipment, there's no point in pursuing CCNA. Get your Network Plus and then take whatever specialty certifications lead toward the career that you want. So there's my answer to that. If you're going to work in CCNA, if you're not, Network Plus or Network Plus, then CCNA for the first situation. And another good reason our tests are cheaper than the CCNA tests, and there's no hands-on. I'm curious about Network Plus CCNA 2. What percentage of crossover? Okay, so there's zero crossover on the iOS stuff. There's 90% give or take crossover on the networking stuff. I don't think it would be fun, but I'd like to have the jury duty experience. Made plenty of juries, and every one of them has been a different and interesting experience. Thank you, Catherine Legrand. All right, let's do this. El Contesto. This is going to be a contest where the winner will win 90 days free access to the Total Tester online subject of their choice. Whatever we have, head over later today to totalsem.com and go look in our merchant area and go see all the total tests we have. We've got A+ and Network Plus and Pen Test Plus and Systems Associate, AWS Systems Architecture Associate, and many other practice tests. I think there's a Linux Plus practice test in there, lots of others, and you can select from any of them. If you are the winner today, you'll get 90-day free access. How do I win, Dave? I'm glad you asked that question. I'm going to put a question up on your screen and 4 answer choice with it. You're going to select one of those answer choices and type it in. You get one chance to type in one answer, and then I will select the winner. The winner will be the first person with the right answer who has less wins than anybody else who has the right answer. Okay, so if you've won 6 or 7 times in the last 2 years and somebody else puts in a right answer and they've won once or none, you get to pass involuntarily, because we're trying to give everybody some of these things. You can only collect so many of these Total Tester Onlines and do them all, right? However, all things being equal, if you won 4 times and somebody else won 4 times and you were first, then you're first. Last check of questions, something just popped up or two, and then we'll do that. This is National Food Day. Thank goodness we are honoring food. Reading questions here. Andrew's already passed. Born again nerd. What do you pick if everybody is wrong? I do another question. But look, There's enough people here that somebody's going to get it right because you got a 1 in 4 chance of getting it right. All right, let me set it up. And then we'll set up the share. CTO question. All right, now we go to the share page. And we click on share screen. Here comes the question. Are you ready? You're going to type your answer into the YouTube chat. Und wie share. So this is a multiple choice question. Choose a single answer. It's from 22011OX. Type in the correct answer. Don't put in A, B, C, or D. Question, which best illustrates the definition of geo-tracking? By the way, I got this wrong, and that was why I selected it for today. It provides location information on mobile apps that use mapping functions. You can shorten that if that's your answer to, just make sure it's something I understand and that I know you're looking for the same thing. It allows you to track the location of a lost phone. It adds metadata to pictures taken with a mobile phone. It allows you to locate hidden treasures left by others around the world. So again, which best illustrates the definition of geo-tracking? It provides location information on mobile apps that use mapping functions. It allows you to track the location of a lost phone. It adds metadata to pictures taken with a mobile phone. It allows you to locate hidden treasures left by others around the world. All right, scrolling through answers here. Goodness, he's back. Let's kill him. Kill user. And report them. And that's done. All right. Go for the answer that nobody's given. And yeah, just because you see an answer up there that you think is right, that doesn't mean that that's the one that I'll pick. So if you think that's the same as answers as you would put yours, you never know who I'm going to pick. Some of you are very fast typers and can type in long, complete answers. Passive correct, huh? All right, still see answers coming in. I don't know if there's a winner in that list yet. I'm reading here. All right, I got to look something up. Well, keep posting. Keep chatting. I am in research mode for a momento. This is the page where I do research. Okay. I guess I'm going to do it this way here. Okay. My research has been completed. And I'm going to do that. Sorry, I'm working the back channel here for a moment. I'll check answers again in veritable moments. Love that phrase. Oh, that's not the wrong thing to go to. This is. Okay. All my back channel stuff is done. Let's check the answer pile and see what's cooking here. Like Andre offers advice on how to win the contest. Reading. All right, most of you did better than I did. How's that? All right, let me put the answer up and we'll talk about what I did and then we will announce the winner. Correct answer. It provides location information on mobile apps that use mapping functions. Well, that wasn't the answer that I picked, but here's what happened, and others with you may agree. It adds metadata to pictures taken with a mobile phone. That's true because that is a subset of number one, provides location information, the camera app that uses mapping functions. So it will map coordinates if you do that. But there are other apps that take advantage of geo-tracking services. So this is the more true answer than metadata on pictures. So I got narrow-minded. I would have got that question wrong on a real exam. Our winner, therefore, is, were you the actual first winner? Let's go back here. Metadata. Ali, you were the first real winner on my thing, but I've got you as a recent winner. I do not show Thomas as a recent winner. So Thomas, congratulations. You are the winner of today's contest. And let me tell you how to claim your winnings. You're going to send an email. I'm going to post this in the, actually, I'm going to post this right now. It's ready to go. Thomas. All right, I have posted. I want you to copy and paste what I put in the chat feed. And as I read this off to you, so you're going to send an email to me at my work address, daveR@totalsem.com. In the body of the email, you must put 4 pieces of information. I know they're in other places in your email. I need 4 info because that's what the people I'm going to pass this on need. So your YouTube name, Thomas, your real name, first and last name, the email address that you want us to send your stuff to. Don't tell me it's the email address that's in the header. I can't use that. And don't tell me Thomas is your first name and your last name. I need a real first and real last name. And then probably the most important, which exam number do you want a total test or practice test program for? So you pick the practice test, go to totalsem.com and check out the practice tests available there. And that practice test might be for N10008 or SY0601. That's the information that I need, the exam that the practice test material is for. And with that, congratulations to Thomas. Shrink that. I don't think I need that anymore today. How are we doing here on time? 47. Okay, we got about 15 minutes of showtime left for questions, comments. Let you locate a nearby costume party. Andre de Goyert. I need a gun. I need a replica gun. I need a Peacemaker, 1873 revolver, gunmetal blue body, white handles, ivory, pearl, plastic, whatever. It will make sense. I need it in the next year and I need it for cheap. That's the hard part. I can find them all over the place. I'm just not willing to spend what people want for them. Non-firing, just a replica that looks really good. And I will explain it to you on the Discord channel. If you don't know, Andre is an Old West reenactor, has Old West pistols and things like that that he uses in these reenactments. So I'm reaching out to him for sources and ideas. Reading questions and comments. They want to know where you're at in case the bad guys have more firepower. Political comment withheld. Thank you. Matt Miles. Congratulate Thomas. So if you didn't win today, this is not the last rodeo. Mike's going to do this again on Wednesday. I'm going to do it again on Friday. We do this 3 times a week. So, and if you don't, you know what? Go and take advantage of the discount. You can buy the a regular total tester at regular price, or you can buy the total tester bundle in our special. Let's repost this special, shall we? Just so everybody can take advantage of this. Because in this way, you'll be getting the total tester and the ebook at half price, which basically means you're getting one of them free and one of them for full price. So it's still the better way to go. We also have lots of abbreviated versions of Total Tester online at Udemy. So when, whenever they're holding their test, you're not going to get nearly as many questions. If you get the 1101 practice test on Udemy, there's 270 questions, 390 question tests. If you get Total Tester, you bought it from total seminars online, you get 1,189 questions, both put together. But one money, you get all the questions. So there's a lot of ways to get this thing. But for a freebie, you can't go wrong with that. 3 chances every week, sometime during Mike's AMA or my drama. Drama? I know some of you are new here. Dave Rush, Ask Me Anything, drama. Reading questions here. Okay. I'm going to super scroll. I feel it. I feel it coming. I don't know what that gun was on the set of Rust, but it had a long barrel. And I know there were some long barrel pistols back then. You got an 1874 in 4440. Okay. Send it to me. I just need it for one day. Do I have ATPL certificate? No. Now ask me again, do I know what the ATPL certificate is? No. And you have me intrigued. So stand by. I cannot let that pass without finding out what the ATPL certificate is. ATPL certification. And the answer is, I mean, I have an ATP. I'm an airline transport pilot. Oh, ATPL. Okay, that's the Europeans add the L to it. Yes, I have an ATP. I'm certified in several jets. 737, 757, 767, 57 and 67 are the same thing. As far as the certification goes, there's just difference training. Same thing for the 737s. There's a batch of these ones, and then there's the batch of these ones, the original ones, and the NGs, the next generations. For corporate jets, I'm certified on the Challenger 250, and everything that's under 12,500 pounds, no matter how many engines it has, I can fly it. So yes, I am an ATP. I have an ATP, airline transport license. How much would a 3D printed pistol cost? Not much. I thought about that. I got my kid last summer a 3D printer, and I was considering have him print it. I'm not that good of a painter that I could make it look right, A, and B, that's going to be the longest print job that he will have ever done. Stuff this big, not quite the size of a fist, can run 10 to 20 hours. So I'm thinking a pistol, its actual pistol size, that'd be a 3-day print job, maybe. So the cost is, the cost is already paid for. His electricity and his apartment complex up at college, they cover electricity, or they kind of do it on a shared basis. And I don't know. I shall consider it. Maybe I'll ask him before he comes home for the Thanksgiving break to start the print job. And then when he gets up there, it'll be done, and hopefully not have burned the place down. I see you posting stuff in the Discord channel. I'm not going over there right now, but in 7 minutes and after a couple of minutes of post-show cleanup, I will just pay someone to print it. So back in the days when 3D printers were very new, I found something that I wanted printed, and I wasn't going to go buy a 3D printer. And so people advertise these services all the time, and they charge on a per time basis, how long the print job takes. And it's like $20 an hour, or whatever the case may be. And so that was my first real world experience with printing. And it was terrible. Not my fault, not his fault either. Gone, reported. You know, I'm going to lie about it next time. I'm going to say child abuse or promotes terrorism, and see if we can get the feds involved in this. Anyways, so there was an article that I read that introduced me to this thing that I wanted printed, and the article had it printed in red. So that's what I wanted from this guy. So I said, print it for me in red, and he did. and it was a holder for a Raspberry Pi camera. And with the camera in there, it made all the image red. They had this reddish pinkish tint to it. So I paid him again to print me a black one, and that solved the problem. But wow. All right, is that legal where you're at? Because it isn't in the Netherlands. What, 3D printing a non-firing gun? I don't have an ATP, but I stayed at Holiday Inn. I like MS Flight Simulator. The flight simulator that I use, I couldn't tell you the name of it offhand, but it's Linux based and it's really, 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 really good. I'm saving for an RTX 3080, but we'll settle for a 2060. They're more available. My local library has 3D printer to rent. That's a cool thing. I like that. Libraries are amazing with the resources that they provide. There are a lot of them that let you, they'll take out a subscription service for something educational, maybe a Udemy course. And so you can come in, use their computer and log in under their account for any of the Udemy courses that they've signed up for. I'm making up Udemy. I don't know if that works for Udemy, but I do know of other educational programs that I participate with. And people say, no, I'm using the library account. Okay, cool. The first time they said that, I had no idea what that meant, but now, okay, your library's got them too. There we go. That's an awesome thing. Hey, folks, it's about 5 minutes before the end of show. I'm going to post the contact links and informational links again one more time before we wind things up. If you got any last minute questions, comments, thoughts, share them. Now's the time, and we'll close it up on time today. Mike will be back on Wednesday. He swears, amongst all things swearable, that he will be here. And I remind you that whether or not Mike is here, and I fully expect him to be, Steve Nicholson will be here on Wednesday as well. He will either join Mike or he'll join me, or he will do solo. I don't know how it's going to work, but he's going to be here, bottom line. All right, I got Mike's contact info up there. I got his LinkedIn profile. I got today's specials. I've got the Discord link posted again. Here's my information, my LinkedIn and my email addresses. And I think that's about all that we need to post. Yeah. All right, that all looks pretty bueno here. See anything else happen in the last second? If not, we will close it off 2 minutes early or so. What's the simulator find more realistic? I can't remember the name. I will post that on Discord channel, and I will post it on the chat feed on Wednesday and or Friday with the thing I'm looking for. It's really, really, really cool, sophisticated, powerful. I can't play it on my laptop. I play it on my work computer. My my gaming rig is still dead down here. I just have not had the time. Rudder pedals is a yoke. I got a buddy who set up a 6-monitor version of this thing. I introduced him to the software, and then he went nuts and said, okay, I'm going to set up the hardware. He was my mentor when I was getting my instrument ratings and my multi-engine ratings and all that good stuff. And so I was his mentor in flight simulation and help out in the process here. Rudder pedals was my 3rd grade teacher. Jiminy Christmas. Hey, all right, let's wind it up then. Man, I've had a good time being with you 4 times in a row. That's more than you deserve. No one has done anything to be punished so badly, right? All right, here we go then. So from all of us at Total Seminars and National Cyber Group, this has been the Mike Meyers Ask Me Anything show. Filling in for him, I am David Rush, Senior Instructor at Total Seminars, Resident Pi Specialist as the fill-in. Mike will be back for his next regularly scheduled show. Until then, we wish you a great rest of the week. Take care of each other. Take serious steps to stay healthy. And if at all possible, call or visit your parents. And never forget, technology is great, but the greatest resources we have are you and I. And with that, Good night. I'll see you at the AMA on Wednesday and drama on Friday. I will pop into Discord shortly after a little bit of cleanup here. And until then, I am out of here.